Space games. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the podcast Ready Game Fire. It's meandering fishing to explain strange new open worlds, to seek out new Half-Life and new Civilization 5s, to badly go where every gaming podcast has gone before.
Oh dear.
Welcome to the sci-fi heavy episode 7 of Ready Game Fire. I'm your host Chris Fox. Also here are the man who has slept with more sexy aliens than James T. Kirk in Mass Effect, and Ready Game Fire noob, it's Ryan Crawford.
Live long and prosper. I'm not doing that.
Huh?
What?
Other features on a patch on this guy's patch notes. It's RGF regular Stephen Edwards.
Edwards on.
What's...
I thought, you know.
And finally, it's Captain Nerdy Nerd and Lord of the Geeks, Mark Dallamore. How's it going, Nerdlinger?
That's a cheap shot.
It is a cheap shot, but that'll become clear later on. Basically, it's going to be known. It's going to be written in the history books as the Great Nerd War of 2011.
It's going to be embarrassing. For who? I mean, look at that. What do you mean for who?
Right. Second-hand news. Bulletstorm.
It's just come out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's
Well, you've just seen it.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, we just played Bulletstorm, which Fox News have called the worst game in the world.
Is that what they actually said? Worst game in the world?
Well, they posed it as a question. They said, is Bulletstorm the worst game in the world?
I mean, sure, the controls are a bit shit, but it doesn't deserve that
We're
kind of
not talking about the
harsh
actual
criticism.
game here, are we? We're
No,
talking
no,
about
no.
the content.
I didn't see.
Well, no, it's good. I think it's just a bit different. I mean, we played Killzone beforehand, but that is just COD in
Yeah.
space.
That was horribly generic. You know, they're talking about like making a future Call of Duty at some point.
Gone in space, yeah.
They don't need to. Killzone is exactly that. So boring.
Yeah, we played Killzone as well. We just, Steve and I just saw Killzone 3, but it was the first Killzone I've ever seen for the first time. It's just me being how I am, but man, I can't be bothered with any more generic FPSs.
They're all the same.
I can't. Man,
It's you just walk around the corner, there's 10 guys, kill them.
can't be dealing with
Walk
it.
around the next corner, it's another 10 guys.
When did the norm become just like, waves of enemies and you've got about 6 guys with you and you just sort of shooting randomly and you move on? Like Half-Life and stuff used to be like single corridors and everything.
But that's why
no
Bulletstorm's
longer-
different. You know, you saw all the skill shots. You got hundreds of skill shots you got to do. We don't have to do it, but combo all the weapons up, throw people into spikes, mine them, that kind of stuff.
Boring stuff.
Everyone's
mimicked it.
British. All the bad guys are all British, and then the first good guy you see has got an outrageous American accent.
Hey, mind if I crash this party? Seen it before.
If it was Duke Nukem, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, Duke Nukem getting it. Yeah, but Duke Nukem was like completely tongue-in-cheek. Is Killzone tongue-in-cheek? It didn't feel tongue-in-cheek.
Don't
No.
Serious stuff, right?
Just looks like the Nazis.
Just listen to the name. Killzone. There's no jokes in the Killzone.
I don't like the name.
It's rubbish name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like kind of, you know, in the movies where they're playing some really crap fake game and they just give it a stupid name. Killzone.
Killzone, yeah.
They did this
Gamer.
Killzone.
I'm imagining Gamer who was playing Killzone.
Has anyone seen Gamer?
Seeing the dollar signs flash in front of it. No, Gamer looks.
It's not supposed to be the worst
We're-
one ever.
we're all
Probably better than
gamers.
Doom.
No,
Doom
Doom
has the
is
rock.
tongue-in-cheek though, and Doom is a lot. Doom is a lot of
It had
fun.
the rock
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah, and it's got the rock in it.
First-person shooting.
Rock's coming back.
It'd have to be. I watched it. That was awesome.
Got an email about it.
I felt like a kid again watching it. I was just like, oh my god, it's the rock.
Yeah, pretty magical. Well, I watched it and I was being very cynical, obviously, and then he said that he would never ever leave.
Yeah.
And then I realised that a single tear was just rolling down my cheek. I was like, I believed him. He had me in the palm of his hand.
So was his film career over?
The People's
Was he gonna-
Farm.
I think Scorpion King
Hell
3's
no.
just been
Didn't you
greenlighted.
listen to what he
so
said?
don't
He,
know
di-
that.
he didn't come back for the money.
Be cool
Came
too.
back for us, the people.
Yeah, the people.
He is the people's champion.
Yeah. Then I kind of watched it the next day. And he wasn't there, and the rest of them was shit again.
It doesn't matter what we think because Killzone 3 has topped Bulletstorm in the UK charts.
Yeah. Do you see what number 3 was? Black
No.
Ops. It's exciting, isn't it?
Bulletstorm is the the subject of the shitstorm from Fox News. They've called it the worst game in the world. Okay, and they've made references to the fact that it's gratuitous use of the F word and it's gory, as if it's the first game to ever do these things. But then in the article they've also referenced Carol Lieberman, and she is a psychiatrist and book author who told FoxNews.com that sexual situations and acts in video games, highlighted so well in Bulletstorm, have led to real-world rape.
Rape of the world?
Equals rape, basically.
Unless
it helps rape.
I only played Bulletstorm for 15 minutes, so I wasn't up for a full rape, but just maybe a little casual half rape. Just maybe like a forced hand job or something. I don't know.
I mean, I've played a lot into it, and I still haven't seen any.
You still haven't raped anyone?
Violence.
Suggestive rape?
No.
You're disappointed.
Well,
you were promised it, and where is it?
Exactly. I mean, I didn't buy it for the Gears of War beta. I bought it for the sexual violence. Yeah. So I'm slightly disappointed.
You maybe there's been loads of it, and you're just so desensitized to that because it's your daily life.
Normal sex just doesn't do it anymore. I've got to get through video game violence.
Yeah. So what I will say about all this palaver with Bulletstorm in the US is that it's got a mature rating. So that's the end of the argument, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Although apparently it's not really enforced over there in America.
Mature people are more likely to rape than young people, so
that's a good point.
In that sense, maybe there needs to be a rate.
I think we need to stop saying rape so many times.
But this is the topic that this
lady
lady
is applicable to what we're talking about, you know.
Also, in terms of game rating bullshit, Mortal Kombat, the new one that's coming out, has been banned in Australia already because they don't have a mature rating for the mature games. So if a game goes out there and it's above a teen rating, it either gets censored to fuck or it just doesn't come out over there. Now I know we don't live in Australia, but I think it's god awful, and I feel bad for them.
They're trying to change it, aren't they? Well, I mean, they're always trying to change it.
Why haven't they passed?
It is ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, games like, I don't know, Bioshock, if you're in any game that you see themselves injecting themselves, that's cut automatically.
So Aussies have never had Bioshock?
Or I think they changed how you inject yourself.
What
you know,
the hell is part of the game?
I want to try this version.
They just don't like that shit.
No, but it's not just that though. It's the fact that they haven't got an 18 our equivalent of an 18 rating for games. So games like that, like I say, they can't come out but all they need to do is pass a law saying, okay, here's the 18 rated games certificate. Give these to the strong games, and then people can play them. Like the films. I mean, they've got them for films over there.
Well, they're still running on the idea that games are still, for kids, aren't they? They're still not rating them for adults.
Is that a fact?
It's pretty much widely known that they're for grown-ups as well now, and it makes more money than Hollywood. And
but isn't it a fact that there's no crime in Australia? So it's obviously working.
There's definitely no rapes.
There's definitely they're never going to get Bulletstorm. They'll never.
And then there'll never be any rape.
Exactly.
Problem solved.
So Australia, they've just got to get rid of things that influence fires, and they'll be fine. That's
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish. Yeah, they've got a big jellyfish problem, and spiders. They've got shitloads of spiders in Australia.
I'm very passionate about this rating bullshit that goes down there, down under. They need to get on that straight away. I feel sorry for Australian gamers. Also get fucked in other ways. Everything's more expensive over there.
Yeah.
I mean, all they have to do, they just have to import it, which obviously costs them a lot more.
Yeah, but if you're dealing with a company like Nintendo, they will stop you from importing things if they can.
Really?
Yeah, Nintendo are really funny about importing because they think it encourages piracy and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it kind of does a little bit.
It kind of does, but
Encourages me to pirate.
How does that encourage piracy?
Well, because you've got to sail over to another country to buy it.
You need pirates to
on a pirate ship.
You can't order it on the internet.
No,
they don't have the internet.
Internet, bloody hell.
If they haven't got an 18 rating for games, they can't have access to the internet in Australia. I don't believe that.
They get everything well late as well, don't they? I think they've just received NFL 2004. So.
Thing is, though, if they don't have the 18 rating in Australia, I mean, what the hell is going on in New Zealand? Have they made it past the teen-rated games yet?
They're still on the NES. I don't think there was an rating game on the NES, was there?
So I feel sorry for those 4 people in New Zealand who still have to play the NES. Finally, to round off the news, the PlayStation 2 has broken 150 million.
The best
winning.
Winning. I don't know. I don't know what you can say other than the scoreboard doesn't lie, and it never has.
This might not be entirely accurate, but I think it's sold something like 6 million in the last 6 months worldwide, which is crazy. I
Who's
think
still
it almost-
buying? Oh, I mean, I don't have a PS2.
It's told you, it's New Zealand
I
and
just
Australia.
bought one the other
Outsold
day.
PS3.
It's just come out in
They're
Auckland.
raving about Metal Gear Solid 2 over there.
Who's still buying PlayStation 2s? Okay.
It is like
So as you say,
film
who's
stuff.
still buying Wii's? But who's still buying
Well,
PS2s?
no. I just bought one the other day. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the new PS3s don't play PS2 games.
That's true.
Do they?
Well, you should have
Do they?
got one that did.
Well, I did, and it broke.
What happened to your?
Twice.
So you didn't have an old PS2?
I sold it because I was a bit stupid back then. Got excited. PS3 hype carried me
no.
away. Don't need that old console.
Well, did you-
wait. Yes, you do.
Did you buy it new from a shop?
Yeah.
How much was it?
About 45 quid.
Wow, brand new from like
Slimmy.
HMV or
Is
something.
it like the size of a disc?
HMV. Let's not
Literally.
get carried away.
Did you get
from
San Andreas
Ex-Electrical.
with it?
San Andreas? Well, I don't want that.
Well, I don't know what games should. Oh, you've got to get a game with your PS2.
Gran
No.
Turismo.
I didn't get rid of the PS2 games. They still exist in my
Yeah,
house.
but I'd like to think you got a new game with it. If I bought a new console, I'd be like, oh, we get a new game. Snap up God of War 2.
No.
That's the other reason to
do
play your PS2. It's got so many
so
good
much.
games.
The
on it.
library is just-
Ridiculous amount of amazing games.
Yeah, but a lot of them are getting re-released now in HD packages, such as the Ico
Well,
collection,
when you
which
say a lot, it's not really. Is
Dribs
it?
and drabs.
Prince of Persia,
Yeah.
Sly collection,
Spin it sell?
Ico collection.
Yeah. You get the good games though.
Didn't like the Ico games.
You don't like Shads of the Colossus as it is.
I like that.
Shad
I didn't like
Cos.
Ico's.
What else is there?
Well-
There's been others.
Metal Gear is supposed to be coming.
It's
Eventually.
supposed to be coming. Rumors.
There's been other
It's
ones.
concrete information.
There's been other ones. We need Mike, really. I'm pretty useless at this kind of stuff.
Oh,
I'm seriously struggling to remember what games I had for the PS2.
that's a disgrace, mate.
How long ago was that now?
You're probably too busy playing Warhammer or something.
2000 PS2.
Warhammer Shadow of the Horn Rat.
Shadow of the Horn Rat.
Yeah. That was in my top 20.
It was.
A fantastic game.
When's the nerd debate start, Chris?
Apparently it's ongoing, isn't it? He wanted to
He's chipped in well there.
nerd
Well, I'm
information.
confident I can put in all this crap because I just have to look at that bookshelf.
Yeah,
It's
with
our bookshelf.
We're gonna have to.
Mark, just give us a
Put a
quick
picture of his
with
shelf.
the-
example of what's on the bookshelf that you can see.
I don't want to ruin it. It is magical.
Cuddly blue shell from America.
Nerd heaven.
pictures of women that I've shagged. All those women.
Can't see them behind all the controllers, unfortunately. And then we'll carry on.
That was
You've got two gizmos there.
lightning fast. Yeah, they're Annie's.
Whatever. Is that what your response to everything I'm going to say?
Yep.
So that Chewbacca and Stormtrooper are Annie's.
They're mine. So, space games. What are they?
Games
Set in space. Space is one of, if not the most popular backdrop to video games. But why is this, fellas? Why do you think that is?
We're not in like space and stuff.
Because it's still a fantasy. Because
Yeah, exactly.
we haven't reached the peak of space exploration as it is depicted in
have,
these
but we
games.
haven't.
We should have. When did we supposedly land on the moon?
Oh, it was ages ago.
69.
What have we been doing since then?
Doing it again.
We-
Going to Mars soon.
Yeah. No, but I mean, since
Still not out of the solar system.
since
Lazy.
I know, since we landed on the moon, we've done nothing.
Done enough.
In 2001, we went to Jupiter. Seem to remember.
Who did?
Where was all the hype
Have you
around
seen
that?
documentary?
What, not a human person?
Oh, shut up,
Space
Steve.
You're an idiot.
You've just been done, lads.
But yeah, I mean, cities on the moon should have at least happened by now because we've been to the moon. We know we can go on there. We can jump around like Louis Armstrong did. We haven't been to Mars.
Who?
First man on the moon.
Neil Armstrong.
That's what I said. So we haven't been to Mars. We haven't been to Mercury. We haven't been to Venus. Pluto's not even a planet anymore. Oh.
Is it not?
No.
Yeah, don't you remember?
I thought it
It's a
was like
satellite.
planet.
A satellite.
It's not a
Satellite.
It's a fucking big rock.
Well, I read in the news lately that in the asteroid belt, some guys think there's 3 massive planets that we just haven't seen yet.
Wow.
Is that where the Hellgast are hiding? Do we need to take them out? I'm very picky, it turns out, with aliens and stylistic aliens that are created for these games. I usually end up not liking them. I'm not a fan of the Halo aliens. I don't like those little fat aliens that kind of squeak and run towards you. I'm just like, well, what the fuck are you?
We know best aliens are little ones that jump at you. Little tiny ones that look a little bit like dogs.
Yeah,
Are you talking about the dogs from Planet 51, the game?
Shit.
I'm talking about head crabs.
Right.
They don't look like dogs. Why don't you just say they look like crabs? That's what I thought you were talking about.
Little dogs.
What do you mean they look like little
straight
dogs?
line? And you went around.
I've never had a crab jump at me.
I've never had a dog that looks like that.
I'm just
Or
saying.
remotely like that.
What about, alright, there was little dogs ones that went, in the first game. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the huge big flat face.
Yeah.
Do the noise again.
Just edit it back.
Copy and paste.
They're good. They're there to kill, you know? Like, you know, obviously they don't have an everyday life, so I can't imagine what they do.
Are you now talking about which aliens are you talking about?
Little aliens in all games. They're just there to be shot at.
Yeah, but it's just how they look. I mean, if aliens don't look cool, in my opinion, then it kind of puts me off a whole game. Unfortunately, I mean, I've played Halo, and I don't hate it. It's a lot of fun, but
Is it?
I kind of wish the aliens didn't look like they did. And
So what would you prefer aliens look like?
Doom aliens are pretty good.
I just have head
Megatron.
crabs and then bigger as they get along.
Megatron is he is an alien. Touche. Well done, nerd. I'm trying to think of aliens that I actually really, really like.
Garrus.
There are some awesome aliens.
Garrus good.
E.T. is the shittest alien.
What?
Put that in there.
Did you see? Oh, I don't want to get a bit.
Shitter than Binks.
I don't want to get PC here, but have you seen the guy who plays like E.T.?
No.
He's hilarious. He's not hilarious. He's not got any legs, and he rolls around on a skateboard all the time.
Oh my god.
Fucking brilliant.
They've got a legless guy who plays it.
I've seen footage of him.
Is he the one with the mullet? Has he got a mullet?
Didn't notice his hair. To be honest.
Yeah.
He's
I
great.
was pissing myself, especially when I saw E.T. again.
Unbelievable.
Huh?
What?
Nah, he won't be listening.
So yeah, because we're so far off the Halo type of space exploration, that's why people dig on space games so much. But when you think about it, some of the most popular games ever have been set in space. You know, as we mentioned, Halo. You know, Doom. You know, Quake 2. You know, every Star Wars game, obviously. Mario Galaxy. That's in space.
Yeah, there's a little bit. Yeah.
I was going to ask, what do you think about the archetypal alien with the big head and big eyes?
Oh,
Does that rock your boat
Sort of green guy.
or spaceship?
Again,
I'm lost.
no, I'm not a fan.
What do you mean by
Sounds
archetypal
awful.
alien then? What, just like
Mark
green
Dallamore is talking about the little green man, the small
Yeah.
body with a huge head and big black eyes.
Lem from Planet 51.
He's not the Lem is not the archetypal
No,
alien.
No,
Little
you
green
know
guy.
what the archetypal alien looks like.
The alien that you saw in those posters going, "Take me to your dealer."
You mean Paul?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Paul.
Okay.
Paul from the hit movie Paul.
Yeah.
That looks wank.
Not Rango.
Yeah.
Not Johnny Depp. Not Johnny Depp's Rango.
Johnny Depp is Rango.
Seth Rogen's Paul.
Jesus. Why?
What do I think of that? I'm not too keen on that either. I didn't realise this until recently, but I'm very, very picky with my aliens.
So give us a good one, a good alien.
In games.
Well,
Yoshi.
He ticks all the boxes.
what's the name of those that alien from Mass Effect that you meet right at the start who gets killed by that other one?
Turians.
Yeah, what's the name of the guy who gets killed?
What's the one?
What's the name of the guy who kills the guy who gets killed?
Gareth.
Yeah.
Saren.
They look
Not
pretty cool.
Gareth, you fool.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
You mean Sauron?
Yeah.
AKA Saruman.
Yeah, they
Okay, Saren.
they look
Yes, as well.
they look pretty cool.
They do look good. Mass Effect aliens look fucking.
They are
Yeah.
brilliant.
So it's clearly
Yeah,
not
well.
it's not impossible
Especially
to
the
satisfy my alien needs. Necromorphs, they look fucking great, even though they're not technically aliens.
Zergs from StarCraft.
Yeah, sure.
Tyranids, same thing.
Emperor Zerg.
Emperor Zerg, yeah. The Hive
Metroids
Queen.
are fucking brilliant.
Oh, Metroids are great.
Metroids are
They're the
awesome.
The jellyfish of space.
Space Invaders,
Terrifying.
whatever they were.
Space invaders. Now you're talking. So now we're really getting to iconic space aliens.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
were they? Where were they from?
They are.
No one
brilliant.
knows. That's what's so
Well,
great
they
about
weren't
them.
cool.
They're invaders
They just
and they're
came.
from space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blew the shit.
They
out
come
of
from space to invade your ass.
Clues in the name. There's no doubt. Space Invaders. Yeah. Well, that's a great call for the coolest video game.
Awesome.
Really. Or the best video game. Yeah.
I love the imps in Doom.
Oh, yeah.
And
all the ones in
all of the creatures
Yeah,
in Doom
yeah.
are fantastic. I mean,
The Arachnids.
I used to love getting to that end screen where you just get to see all the enemies in a row
Yeah.
with the names underneath, and you're like, oh, then you kill one with the space bar, and the next one comes, Cyber Demon.
Cyber
I'm not a nerd. So let's forget about aliens for a second. What about ships and weaponry? What space game has really tickled you in a special place when it came to the spaceships that you can fly and the weapons that you get to wield? Again.
Descent.
Oh, wait, man! Someone sold that to me when I never played it before. It's like Doom in an airplane. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, fucking hell! It is like Doom in an
amazing.
airplane.
There's
Descent
loads
is
of
great.
Descent, Freelancer.
Descent's a great game.
All the EVE Online, some brilliant ships in there.
Yeah. I'm not too
The,
familiar with EVE Online for sure.
TIE Fighter's got the TIE Interceptor, which is like the coolest fucking ship ever.
TIE Interceptor's got
Stupidly fast.
it's got hyperdrive capabilities.
It's the best.
Well, creeping into my
Like the
top
X-Wing.
3 a bit, but you know,
Millennium
Rogue
Falcon.
Squadron. So that was up there.
The Millennium Falcon is
Without
the
doubt.
greatest spaceship of all
It's
time.
amazing.
Is anyone gonna sit here and debate that?
X-Wing Alliance, you get to fly it in the end. You get to do that final mission.
I never got
in
that
Return
far.
of the Jedi. It's fucking brilliant. What a game that is. X-Wing Alliance.
I think Han Solo made it though.
Yeah, when Lando flew it. No offense, Ryan. He wasn't.
Where are you going with this?
Whoa.
I'm just saying he's not as good as Han Solo.
How do you figure?
I liked.
Because he's not.
Based on what? You can't even back yourself.
I like
up,
his
sir.
little.
I can
laughing buddy.
back myself up.
Sorry, my headset went
What
off.
about his sidekick?
He's my favourite one.
He's certainly no Chewie.
That's
Got them
fair.
weird chins that you
Fair
just wanna hide pens in. It's
He
like, I'll
seems
just
like more of a laugh than Chewie.
He does seem like.
Chewie's a bit grumpy.
He's always drunk.
Yeah,
That's for sure. He's always on his tequilas.
It seems as if everyone kind of thinks that the best aliens, weapons, and ships all come from Star Wars, which is originally a film, but there have been some tremendous Star Wars games, and obviously Star Wars games feature the lightsaber.
The lightsaber to replay.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But
Single lightsaber or staff lightsaber?
my favourite lightsaber is
Blue one.
the green one from Jedi.
Count Dooku's.
That was a good lightsaber.
A little
Pro-
curved
pro-
blade that makes no sense.
Probably singular.
Is it as good as your one up on the top of your shelf on a plinth?
Well,
The
that-
one up there.
plinth.
well, that is the one.
Well, have you named it? You have to
best,
dust it
yeah.
again.
I dusted it the other day.
It's a bit. Have to dust the lightsaber off.
Well, I didn't get it.
crazy.
I didn't
Turn
get.
it
I
on.
didn't get.
Seems
I
crazy.
didn't get it down for ages. It was my leg. My leg.
Why do you have to? Can't you just go like that?
Um,
If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm holding my hand up and the lightsaber.
have you guys ever actually been so bored that you just kind of
I
try?
don't have to be bored. to try.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Because I mean,
How do you know?
it's always like, well, I'm not a Jedi, but imagine if it did happen.
Yeah.
And how will you know if you don't try and make a glass fly across the room and into your hand?
Exactly. Well, you just don't have. I haven't had the training. So
How long do you kind
That's
of?
true.
We're getting too old now.
I feel like I can't focus.
It's not like the original Star Wars.
Too old. Too old to start the training.
yeah, we're all turning to Sith at this rate.
Is Pac-Man set in space? Looks like it might
It's
be.
dark, isn't it?
Could be anyway.
So we've had a little think as to each of our top 3 space games, and we're now going to reveal those to you now. Who wants to go first?
Go on, Steve.
Do you want me to man up?
Shoot your load.
Ladies first.
Huh?
Your top 3 in no particular order are
Alright, I'll start with Knights of the Republic.
back
My
to the
number
Star
3.
Wars already.
Well, it's a Star Wars dominated list.
KOTOR.
I'll lie to you.
It's a phenomenal game.
Keep it within the game.
It's brilliant at KOTOR though.
Love it.
It's my
If
favourite ever.
if people haven't played Knights of the Old Republic,
And what have they been doing?
It's been
Exactly.
out for 8 years.
They won't be listening to this podcast.
they may be.
It'll be
Because
Star
I've
Free.
never played Knights of the Old Republic, Mark.
holy shit.
I'm one of them. I do have it coming from Love Film though, like eventually.
Because you have an Xbox plugged into your TV. We'll get onto that later.
Okay.
Wow, ammunition.
Yeah, the new Xboxes can play it though. But anyway, yeah. So if people haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, Steve, maybe you could tell the listeners a little bit about it.
Because it's an RPG set in Star Wars universe.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Done
it's
by
not-
BioWare.
It's a good RPG, exactly. It's
BioWare.
a lot of their amazing ideas from Mass Effect. You can see done quite early.
Planted the seed, didn't they?
Exactly. And
What did they do before Knights of the Old Republic? How did they get that
Baldur's
license?
Gate.
Baldur's Gate, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Icewind Dale.
But yeah, Knights is amazing. Ryan, you're a big fan, and Dallamore's a big fan as well. So
So even though Knights of the Old Republic's from the last generation, you couldn't recommend it more to the people out there.
yeah, it's my favourite ever RPG.
It's one of those
Favourite
things, like,
ever RPG, Dave.
I'm really interested in seeing what it looks like now because the game is so amazing, but I can't remember how dated the graphics will look if you.
Oh.
The combat, like Jamie Rathbone has never played it, and he's tried to play it, and he says combat is a bit Dungeons and Dragons something or other. I don't know if it means like it's all something like sort of luck rolls and stuff. It's like
Yeah, you
roll like
yeah,
a
yeah.
sort
six.
of get a lot of miss, don't you?
It's all
It's
great
weird.
auto targeting,
Yeah.
isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, you can pause it, like, and then you click on your enemy, and then you select like flurry attack, and your guy will do like with his 2
Well, it's
lightsabers.
like Dragon Age. I mean, obviously using the same kind of thing
And
as
it'll
Dragon
sort of
Age.
come
aren't
off, miss, and then he'll kill you.
So
with
that's
one thing.
the
Yeah.
that's where Mass Effect picks up on it. My second game is also Star Wars. TIE Fighter.
Well, nice. Big one. Now that nearly made it onto my list as well.
So good.
TIE Fighter is one of the greatest space shooters you can ever
Yeah.
play.
It's being
Of all time. Of all time.
being the baddies, so much better. It's all politics and military. Everyone's so
You can shoot up an X-wing and then go, you rebel scum.
exactly fly around with other hilarious looking Imperial fighters.
Yeah, going.
Red leader.
That was my TIE Fighter impression, everybody.
It's our first catch of the day. Shit like that comes across. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, someone give me a pint glass. Hold on.
You shooting Womp Rats.
What rats here? That's a different game.
Apology accepted, Captain Leader.
Yeah. Vader.
Not a nerd. I am not a nerd, Mark Dallamore. I've got a bare knuckle fight in a couple of days. I want to use the pikey.
No. More Snatch Wars.
Steve, what's
Everyone should look at Snatch Wars, by the way, on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, it's the best video on YouTube.
Thumb Wars is better.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. You go YouTube Snatch Wars right now, everybody. You won't regret it.
Side of the Force.
Um,
Ooby Doob Scooby Dooby Banooby. The silliest name in the galaxy. How that is a lot better.
I haven't seen this, but it doesn't
It
matter.
is genius.
Steve, mate, what's the last game on your
Number
list?
one.
Star Wars, Super Star Wars, no doubt.
No,
Sorry.
that game. I downloaded
Rebel-
that game on the Virtual Console.
Rebel Alliance.
Those games are hard.
It is. It's not a Star Wars game.
Jedi Knight.
It's not a Star Wars game.
What are you talking about?
Jedi Academy.
Anyway, carry on, Steve.
It's Jedi Academy. Got it. No, it's Super Metroid. It's called Super Metroid, and
Little
it's,
Super Metroid.
it's like the best game, not just the best space game. It's the best game.
Super Metroid.
Super Metroid.
Amazing.
Don't play Super Metroid or Metroid.
Yeah.
Why not, Mark?
But that's
I don't know,
your
just never
problem.
played it.
Oh, you had. I thought you were telling the listeners don't play them.
No.
So
I'd
you
never
haven't
said that.
actually played it.
I haven't, no.
But
Mate,
how
mate,
much of a
it-
Nintendo man? You played like Ocarina and stuff,
So
but
we've got 9 to do
Yeah.
being a Nintendo man.
It's true.
That's really must play stuff.
Samus.
Samus Aran.
yeah,
Didn't need to say anything after that.
I know the name, so I don't need to play it.
You know the name. Now it's time to play the game. Mark, it's never too late. You need to get hold of Super Metroid. I downloaded Super Metroid on the Virtual Console the other day because I've never finished it, but I can't wait to sit down and get into that game again. You're gonna love it, mate. You're gonna love it. It's.
Like you said before, it never dates.
I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
a
that
Wii.
game
I need a
is-
Wii
no.
for that.
What do you want me to pause so you can go and do it? You've just had one.
Oh, it's comedy that.
What?
It's never been done before.
Are Nintendo Wii jokes coming back in? I thought it'd been long enough. Now
Now
they're
they're not
funny
selling
again.
anymore, then they probably want them.
But
Yeah, they're taking the Wii.
Super Metroid is a game that you can finish and then you just want to play it all over again.
Steve, 3 strong titles. How's Ryan Crawford going to do when it comes to his list? Which
Well-
is right now Ryan
Oh my
Crawford.
god, the pressure.
Yeah, well, feel it. Do it.
My number 3 is a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Boom.
Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron.
Very nice.
Back on the
It's a good
old
one.
N64.
Very nice.
Like that.
It was just an awesome game. Like getting to pilot so many different types of vehicles.
Do you remember Phantom Menace came out, and then who were the studio who made that game? Factor 5.
Oh, yeah.
And they came out and they said, "Hey guys, we've got a Naboo starfighter hidden in this game. Here's the code." And they kept that secret somehow.
Yeah.
And then when Phantom Menace came out, you could fly in the yellow and silver ships that the Naboo have, and that was just one of the many incredible things that game did.
I've completely forgotten how many good Star Wars games there were.
Right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great game. And I never had an N64.
Unfortunately.
Oh.
I used to go to my friend's house. It came out sort of around when Zelda came out as well, Ocarina of Time.
A little bit later, but yeah.
And he was
That's
just
a
like,
shame,
"Oh,
innit?
do you want to play Zelda?" I was like, "Fuck off, mate! I've got bloody
Zelda.
AT-ATs to wrap my cable around and pull them down."
You could do the Death Star trench run in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, coming out at the same time as possibly the best game ever is
And
unfortunate.
to have
It's tough.
the guts to say fuck Ocarina. I mean, has that ever been said before?
If
Has
peop-
anyone just fucked Ocarina
if
for
people-
Rogue
I
Squadron? Yeah, good man.
Happened many a time because it's a good game. They looked pretty good at the time.
Oh yeah. It was a phenomenal game. I mean, the variation between battles in space and battles, around a land area that were in all of the famous locations.
Was it end orbits on it?
Tatooine.
Because they're
Same
always
planets
great in
now.
games. No, but the end orbits are always well fun on the old speed bikes. And
Second game on my list is a Star Trek game.
Oh, Final Unity.
Which
Let me guess.
It's Star
on.
Trek Elite Force.
Okay.
You ever play that?
Yeah.
No, I can. You've played it. Okay, so it's 50-50. Have you played it?
No, it's only not.
Steve and I haven't played it. Mark and Ryan have played it. Do you want to have a little chat? Me and Steve will have a little snooze.
Just gonna wander off. It's awesome. Like, it's first-person shooter, and used the Quake 3 engine.
Oh wow.
It was good at the time because Star Trek. It's a little bit geeky.
Yeah.
A lot of people. There was a lot of shit Star Trek games.
Oh god, yeah.
God.
Like the Final Unity.
And
I played a point and click.
There's a bottomless pit of
They-
shit Star Trek
They were
games.
just diabolical.
What
Just
Star
awful.
Trek is it based on? This one?
Well, the first one is based. It's Voyager, set in the Star Trek Voyager universe, and let's face it, their whole crew is just a bunch of fucking losers.
7 and 9 though.
Yeah, well, she's pretty hot.
She's
She
a
wasn't
winner.
in it at the
Yeah, that's true.
beginning.
Best character in Voyager? The Doctor.
The
Tuvok.
Doctor, he was pretty awesome.
Oh, I thought we were going to say it at the same
No,
time.
we won't do that. That's sad. Save that for later.
Oh.
Yeah, and you didn't play as any of those losers. They came up with a whole new team, like they were called the Hazard Team. They took on the missions too dangerous for the rest of the crew.
It's already better than Chakotay and his band of losers.
Exactly.
It's just like the extras that get sent off to die in
Yeah,
the away
just
mission.
like- and yeah, it was just you guys went on all these crazy missions, and inevitably get separated from the rest of your team. And I think they were trapped in some kind of whatever the hell scavenger yard thing where they couldn't get out unless you investigated the whole place. And you went on all these great missions, killed all kinds of weird aliens, which they created just for the game as well.
No Borg?
There were some Borg in the game.
Ah,
I'll get
of
to
course.
that. I'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a good shooter as well, and most of the time they stick Star Trek in a strategy game kind of genre. People that bored people.
I was just about to say what Star Trek needed, especially at the time, whereas now you got the new film that's really popularised it with the mainstream. But back then, what Star Trek needed was an action game to show that there is a bit of a
kick up the arse,
kick-ass
yeah.
side to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, the Borg showed up in the game, and some of the best sequences in the game. Because first of all, it was a good first-person shooter, not like the shit they come out with now. So you could have as many weapons as you want. You picked up all the weapons.
I really
all
miss
the-
that.
I know. I had my keyboard. It had 1 to 9. You press any button on those, they come out with a different weapon. It was
Right.
great. But now I can only carry.
Oh,
on
drop
really-
this gun for another gun.
It's bullshit.
I
hate that.
got pockets for fuck's sake.
Anyway, yeah. So there were sequences where the Borg came all running out at you. You go into a Borg cube or something like that.
How many
And,
shots did you have before they adapted?
There you go. You had probably about 3 or 4 shots of each weapon before they adapted.
That's awesome.
That's standard Star
You
Trek.
know, yeah.
It's great that they
That's a
used
good
that in
feature. You
a.
firing them off, and you switch to your next weapon, go through that, and they adapted to each of them as they went.
Can you
If you
met?
really shit at the game, then they would eventually adapt to all your weapons that you had. Like my mate was really shit.
Could you melee the Borg or
If you had a melee weapon,
Can you get the batleth out?
you could get a battle out.
what's a batleth?
I don't know. What's the batleth one?
Is it the Klingon thing?
That's the weapon that the Klingons use.
Yeah, you
Ah, okay,
fucking
fair
know.
enough.
You fucking know.
I didn't know what it was called though. I don't have one
Whatever.
tattooed on my spine like you do.
Whatever,
Probably.
Trevor.
Number 1.
Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
Oh shit.
You know, it's predictable.
Did you get it on the PS3?
No, I haven't yet.
You still don't.
No.
The definitive edition. A lot of people are calling it.
Well, I've read that. They say, it was worth the wait. Really?
Yeah.
1 year, it was worth waiting, so you didn't have to pay for the DLC. I mean, okay, if that's for you. For
Now-
me, I was glad to play it a year ago, and I wouldn't really change that experience, so I could go back and wait another year and then
And
play it.
don't get to use your shepherd from the first one either.
Exactly, like, that meant
And
a
that
lot to me.
that's a massive.
I had
bit
to
of the game.
carry over my 7 playthroughs from Mass Effect 1 into Mass Effect 2. So,
Have you? Is it really 7 playthroughs?
yeah.
Oh my god.
And Ryan's main character is quite an interesting one. Is a female.
chick.
Why is it interesting? I don't know.
Because you're a male.
Well,
You're a
Well,
big
no,
male.
I'm just
now.
saying that many people don't do that.
I started
I
twice.
say many people do that.
I started twice, and my second one was a female, but I couldn't get her sexy enough.
That's wrong. She has to be female first.
Why?
Because first you do the good playthrough, Chris.
As a girl.
Yeah, and girls are goody two shoes.
Who's your love interest?
And if I'm going to be a badass in the second playthrough, I need to be a guy.
Fair enough.
Who's
I don't
your
wanna
love
play as
interest
guy
as a woman?
twice in a row. But I can't do the bad playthrough before the.
That's what I'm trying to do, and
It's
it's
just
just
crazy.
my second playthrough is the bad one in Insanity, and it's a female. It just doesn't.
It doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work. I don't believe a word she says. She says all this stuff.
It's just
and
too
like,
nice.
Why should people who've never played Mass Effect 2 play it? And how important is skipping Mass Effect 1? I mean,
As good as the story is in Mass Effect 1 and much as carries over to Mass Effect 2, you don't need to play the first one. You can jump into the second one and pretty much catch up with what's going on. Even half the conversations you have, you can ask someone about what
Hey,
happened.
about that conversation we had on the first game. What are the bullet points?
It has got.
Alright, cool.
It does do a lot
At
of
the
stuff.
start.
It will say, like, you know, in the first one, there's a whole big thing about the genophage, a species got eliminated. It pretty much carries on through the whole first game.
Yeah.
And you go to someone in the second game, and he says something about genophage, and you go, someone remind me what genophage was? And then he'll go explain it.
Mass Effect Shepard, come here.
first
I'll tell you what it is all about.
One of the first conversations you have with Miranda and
Oh,
the
yeah.
other guy, they even say like, so
Jacob, isn't it?
at the end, did the Citadel, did you save the council or not? And then you've got like the two options, and then you saved the council. And when you save the council, who did you choose to go on the council? And it is genuinely that was the same in Knights Republic 2 as well.
2, wasn't it?
It
They
was
sort of
there.
said, oh, yeah, and then this guy Revan came along and destroyed the whole galaxy.
And then-
You go, oh, wait a minute. Didn't he save the whole galaxy? And you're like, oh, yeah.
The best one is early on, that guy Revan, and then you've got the option to say, don't you mean that girl Revan? And it's like early on, yeah.
It's a good way to sound.
They're clever.
So I'm probably going to jump straight in with Mass Effect 2 on the PS3 because you've got that 15-minute digital comic where you can make all your decisions.
Yeah.
And it runs on the Mass Effect 3 engine, so
Yeah.
it looks
I don't think
the
it
best.
does.
It does.
It look that much better?
It
I
looks
saw
nice.
like.
Have you
videos
seen
of
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it. Look at it.
I completed the second one a week ago today.
How was it
That
for you?
was amazing.
How many notches you got on your space bedpost?
It's 2.
What?
Both humans. My shepherd is
Pretty-
a goodie.
pretty
but he's
monogamous.
also racist. I don't get what the alien
Why,
thing is.
why don't you like the aliens?
You want to see some alien booty?
Yeah, I don't
None of
know.
them did it for you. None of them.
No, well,
Any of them.
if I could get with Garrus, I would have done. But there's no gay options. in
What?
this game,
I've-
yeah.
Male girls.
Hence the
Pretty
female
sure you could have.
slavery.
Pretty sure you could have got
Did
with
you get
Garrus.
Garrus in your one?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit! This is the only reason he's
You can do it again.
he's a man, an alien
man,
man to
man.
Amara. He is. I
Yeah,
picked him
he's
as
an
my
alien's
lead
alien.
in the suicide mission.
Okay.
Of course he got the fucking job
Of course
done.
he got the job done.
Fucking
He's an old
Garrus.
friend of mine, but it kind of developed into something more.
I had a moment where I was playing it, and when you first meet Garrus again in the game, he's like there. You don't realise it's him, and he takes his helmet off. And I actually
Remember
leapt up and
me?
went, yeah, with my arms in the air, and my shepherd at the same time went Garrus with his arms in the air, and I thought, we could have a freeway hug right now.
Garrus,
Amazing.
you son of a bitch!
If I die right now, I'll be happy.
It was.
But yeah, you know, Mass Effect is full of great moments, and there's all these sort of cutscenes where you sort of have to interact as well, and you have to hit the old right trigger to
Yeah.
cause Shepard to do something, and then they'll spit out like Shepard will say something cool afterwards. That's what he does. It's badass, like, you know, like RPGs sort of like Fallout.
Well,
Sort
what
of.
kind of stuff would he say? Like, sorry, I need some space, and he'll just leave the room.
Sometimes
That's what he says when he breaks up with a girl.
Cool like that, yeah.
They got super lame like that, and then
Well, like in Fallout, you know, you sort of have a mission, and you have to go and kill someone, and then
Yeah.
you know, I walk in there and I go into vats and I blow their head off, and you know, it goes all over the wall, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then there's just sort of this weird eerie silence where
Yeah.
I've done something, but no one was really around.
Oh,
My
did-
companion's standing there, but he says fuck all.
Did no one see that?
Yeah, and that's pointless. But you know, in Mass Effect, everyone will start patting you on the back. Good job,
Yeah, yeah,
Shepard.
yeah, yeah.
And they'll say something good, and I'll be like, oh, I did that.
I used to often.
Shepherd,
I know,
Shepherd.
I know. So if you got your gun out and put it back in, you'd always get a little compliment. So I used to, sometimes when there's no fighting, I just get my gun out, put it back, and they'd be like, "All clear, Shepherds." And I'm like, "Yeah, we didn't clear anything."
Oh, yeah, it's all clear.
Keep it
Damn
coming,
right,
keep
it's
it
all
coming,
clear. Right, so that's a strong list, Ryan. We're now going to move on to who wants to go first, Mark? You or me?
I'll go first.
Nice.
For my third one, I will go for it's a tough one on the old RTS genre between StarCraft and Dawn of War. I'm gonna have to go Dawn of War
Wow.
because the Warhammer 40k universe is amazing.
I've
Hard bastards.
never played it.
Getting the shit done.
Steve?
Unfortunately, I haven't played either.
Ryan?
I played StarCraft.
I've played it a little bit. My knowledge isn't.
Okay,
But you know-
teach us, Mark.
Yeah.
We're ignorant. We're ignorant.
Well, how many RTSs have you played? See,
I-
what I like about Dawn of War is it's a much slower RTS than the old, StarCrafts or
I've played the
Command
best
and Conquer
ever
Alert.
RTS.
It's more about the squads.
I'm not a fan of the RTS genre, so I just find it all a bit
Red Alert
dull.
is up there, my favourite games.
It's a bit dull.
Well, it's like Red Alert, but it's more squad based. A lot less units.
Mhm.
It's more tactical, and I just like it because just fucking Space Marines are cool. Chaos Marines are cool.
They do look amazing.
Imperial Guard are awesome.
I've always thought the Space Marines look amazing. There's the Games Workshop store in Bluewater's got a massive stone Space Marine above the entrance. I've never been in, obviously, but I walk past and think, nice.
I think for my second one, I will go for UFO Enemy Unknown. If you're American, it's called XCOM UFO Defense.
Now I've heard of
that.
Now I've heard of that.
Yeah.
On Steam, it's called XCOM UFO.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. It used to be a UFO Name Unknown. Any of you played it?
Yeah, I played it. Good game.
I don't know how to
Good
describe it.
game.
It's
I
like
own
a
it.
kind of like strategy sim. It's got all this cool shit when they brought in, you had to do research to upgrade your weapons and upgrade your units. It's like really early Ghost Recon. So you got your squad and you have to send them around all the buildings. And they're making a new one. And when I saw the teaser trailer for it, my eyes bled. They've made it first person and it looks shit. And I just don't know what to say about
Could
that.
be like Metroid.
I thought you just meant you were sitting too close to the screen. And
I wish I fucking was, because it was that bad.
oh no, isn't that? There's nothing worse than that when they get something you love.
Ruined your life.
And it's just when they're sitting there trying to justify it. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's gonna have all the cool stuff. How can it possibly have all the cool stuff?
Yeah.
It's a first-person shooter.
Man, the market nowadays. This is my problem with Killzone. Too many shooters, too many FPSs. What's going to be the next top genre?
It looks budget. How does it possibly think it's going to compete with Killzone or Modern
I don't
Warfare
understand
or,
as well.
like Halo?
I don't know why you
can't
enter
compare
into
to that
that
stuff.
market.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
And
Let
they've already
guys
set a
do it.
market of that's different, and I think people would respond to that
Surely
if they gave it the opportunity.
there's not a single XCOM fan out there who wants it to be FPS as well. Like using the XCOM name or UFO.
But the thing is, people who play the FPSs, like I don't know, but most of the people who play Modern Warfare aren't going to know what XCOM is.
No, exactly.
They're not going to play these games, 10 years ago. So they're not going to buy it for that because it looks like a crap FPS.
So Mark, you've teased us with your first two, but it's time for the big guns.
My number one
Holy
will have
shit.
to be, and I don't think any other space game can compare to the exploration, is EVE Online.
Okay.
I played News in Sound.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't played it for a long time. It's one of those games. It's so vast and so big, you just lose yourself, and you have to spend a lot of time playing this game to really get out of it.
Mark, have you heard the patch notes that recently came out a few weeks ago?
With Incursion, is it?
Yeah, do you remember? I covered that.
I'll let you talk about. Oh, you haven't got the new ones.
Eh? No. I was talking about my patch notes for.
Well, they've updated it again. Have you not got that? Oh, you haven't.
I don't. No.
Oh.
Carry on.
It's
Carry
attacking your features, too.
Yeah. It's a different game every
But-
week.
I mean, even people who haven't played the game, you've all heard about all the shenanigans that get on with the old EVE Online.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it.
And I don't think anyone.
What kind of shit?
Yeah, hit us with some shenanigans.
You don't know about the shenanigans?
I don't know. It's so big. Like you have player-owned banks and people stealing from banks. And we're talking about billions of ISK, which translates to like
How's that
thousands
shenanigans?
of dollars.
Just crime.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So
So
what shenanigans is?
So yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why I've missed out on some of these games is because I haven't had a PC that's been fit for gaming since the 20th century. So my money went elsewhere.
Where?
Fast living.
Yeah. Look at the lightsaber. That's all you need to know.
Went to the right places.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my list.
Hit it.
Oh, the boring part.
Right. Well, my number 3. It's gonna be Dark Forces 2: Jedi Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome game.
I had a few school friends that we used to play together online regularly, and it was some of the first online gaming experiences that I had, playing death matches and that with your lightsaber and
Force powers.
yeah,
It
it
was
was
that game.
it was early. It maybe one of the first Jedi games, Star Wars games rather, where you could actually, select different force powers
On
and
the fly.
wield a lightsaber in a first-person setting, and
And it worked.
it had these actual FMV cutscenes.
I remember
They were
the.
brilliant.
They're amazing. Kyle Katarn and his acting.
I thought the story was really good.
It was
The main
pretty cool.
villain, Jarek. He was well good.
If you
Very
played
bad man.
if you played the evil, you also had a good playthrough, an evil playthrough, because you could choose the light side and the dark side. If you chose dark side,
Every Star Wars game.
yeah, but again, one of the first, maybe even the first. If you got to the end on your evil playthrough, fighting Jarek was damn near impossible. if you were a good Jedi though, you could just fuck him up with your good Jedi power, whatever it was called.
I remember an interesting boss fight with like a sort of midgety Jedi and a taller one. Sort of
Yeah.
flying around.
There was,
That was really
I
tough.
forget the Jedi's names, but yeah, there was a big guy with a little guy on his back.
Brilliant. Like the little one was such a little pain in the arse fighting him with his little lightsaber.
So moving swiftly on, that's Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, by the way. Moving swiftly on, my number 2 is Dead Space, the first Dead Space.
I've never played either.
Have you not?
Well, I gave Dead Space a good 5 minutes, but it's just terrifying. So
Yeah, Ryan's
Didn't go,
he's
you know.
bad with
There's nothing wrong with being scared of Dead
I can't
Space.
do it. It's just I can't do it.
It's a scary game.
It's scary as hell.
you're supposed to play Dead Space at night with the volume turned way up, and I don't care who you are, that's scary. Mark Dallamore played it during the day with curtains open, volume off, and he was like, don't know why you're so scared when you play that game, Chris.
Mum hoovering. Just keep
Mum, trying to fight necromorphs. God. Yeah, if you want to talk about like the ultimate space horror game, Dead Space, Ryan, you got to play it.
You can't.
Yeah, no, you have to.
No,
No, but you actually have to, though.
He's not man enough, Chris.
Can't you play it with woman next to you? She'll
How
love
the
it.
hell is that gonna happen?
Yeah,
I do not need someone grabbing my face when I'm
It's more realistic.
my number one game of all time. It's my number one space game of all time is Star Fox 64 / Light Wars. They just don't make them like that anymore. On rails shooter in your little R-wing in space. You got to rack up multiple kills to get the medals at the end of the levels, and it was early for all of that speech to be, especially on a cartridge game. And the first Star Fox / Starwing had this kind of made up dialogue that the characters would kind of say to you, but it was cool when the little pictures popped up with a little message. But when I fired up Star Fox 64 for the first time and it had all that English speech in it, I was literally blown out of my seat. Also, it was the game to be boxed with the rumble pack, so that was a new experience as well, especially when you fought some of those insane bosses and they would shoot a laser that was as big as the screen and the rumble pack would be going mental in your hand with with your mate Peppy just talking about how good your father was and now he's dead.
It's alright, mate.
Sorry. Steve, what you got in your hand? Patch notes, maybe. It's time for patch 22 with Stephen Edwards.
I'm still not convinced I want the name to be Patch Note. I thought Patch Note News was simple.
PNN.
Effective.
You're right, that works better.
Sounds
Because it's
like
like, or CNN.
Panini.
You lost me.
This week is a game called Killing Floor, which is... Has anyone heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Who hasn't heard of
Dan
Killing
heard of it.
Floor? Have you actually heard of it?
Yeah, I've got it. It's a brilliant.
It's a
Game.
PC co-op FPS where the
Zombies.
player fights wave of zombie-like specimens, Mark. And don't interrupt anymore, I'm trying to... PC Gamer described it as...
research it before you did it.
Do you mind?
Right, this is not how PNN works, Mark. You
Yeah,
don't just
he's new.
talk over the
Don't
newsgiver.
say it like you don't know what game it is. It's an amazing game.
PC Gamer described it as bloody playable. And Absolute Game says even talented designers couldn't have saved Killing Floor.
Is this review section or the patch?
It's just a little summary so people can get an idea what kind of game it is.
Yeah, we'll try and listen.
You alright?
Alright.
So you'll be interested in this. Because the updates include...
Oh my god.
See, they've added a new difficulty called Hell on Earth, which is even harder than the suicidal difficulty.
Oh my god. Even harder than suicidal?
Yeah.
My god.
They've given the katana its auto-fire. Again. It's back.
Bad time.
And
Hated that
each
manual
crossbow
katana.
bolt now costs £3.50 instead of £3. That's this
that's
week's
a shame.
patch note news. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Is that it?
inflation.
That's it. There's loads of... I'm not going to run through everything. People... That's just a little teaser.
PNN.
Teaser for when? When you're next back on? And it's going to be another teaser.
No, everyone gets... You get 3 a week, maybe 4.
No, I enjoyed that. Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks,
And
Steve.
yeah, you can get it on Steam or PC, DVD. Dan was a big fan. Try and pick one he's not heard of next time. Fucking
Yeah, no, what a shame.
ruin my bloody segment.
Right, so that's pretty much the end.
Winning.
That's pretty much the end. So,
Notable.
what are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? Mark, you look like you got something to say.
That's the look he gives nerds when
Yeah.
he sees them.
That pack of sweets.
Is that the look that he gives his reflection when he sees it in the mirror?
Ooh, what have you got? What have you got, Chris? Lay it on me.
Right, listeners, here's how it breaks down, okay? We're sitting at work, I'm minding my own business. Morning, Mark! And he goes, you know what, Chris? You're the biggest nerd I've ever met in my life. You're the biggest nerd here, and I'm not the biggest nerd in our office. All right, naming no names. I don't know any. But I was just taken aback by this random attack fueled by false
I
information,
don't think it
Mark.
was random. It was probably you just asking me shit all day. Just got frustrated.
Well, I'm like, how you doing? How was your weekend? Is that a new coat you're wearing? You smell terrific.
Maybe.
And then it's like, yeah, well, geek, you wouldn't understand, would you?
Nerd.
That is a good point, actually. We need to differentiate between geek and nerd.
Because geek isn't so bad, is it?
Well, not anymore. Geek's in. Certainly wasn't in when I was at school.
Geek chic, they're
In
calling
with
it. David
geek
Beckham,
chic,
DB07,
yeah.
sporting it like that. 2 weeks ago.
Just a pair of glasses, and suddenly Bex is all up in geek.
He wishes.
Geek chic.
Right. He was like, probably, I think I played him online at Call of Duty, you know what I mean?
Shit.
No, he's good.
So geeks are now the kind of trendy type of nerds where you got your kind of faded shirt, even though you bought it the other day from Top Man, with Pac-Man on it in a retro kind of Shoreditch kind of bullshit style. So
my bit. That was all me.
whereas I think nerd is kind of intensely passionate about kind of space games, inadequate social skills, Buffy poster that they regularly pleasure themselves to.
Are you pointing at me for a reason?
Oh God, was I pointing at you when I was saying those points? Sorry, Mark. I didn't even know what my right hand was doing. So yeah, you got a nerdy kind of thing going on in Dallamore's kind of ether,
What
and
era Buffy poster is it, by the way?
probably season 2, season 1,
good one.
season
Good
1 or 2.
Good stuff.
She was good then.
You know.
Well, Mark, you tell us. I mean, what was the best Buffy?
Get Cordelia
Angel.
on there.
I don't know.
Faith.
Now you're talking.
Eliza
Fucking
Bush.
nerdling over there.
Fucking.
Everyone knows.
I do know.
Buffy.
Faith.
See, look at Mark. He's
I
not caring about
know.
keeping friends or allies. He's throwing the nerd
No, but
bolts
he-
around the room. He doesn't care who he hits.
Confident that-
It's lies,
Is
though,
that
isn't
that
it?
what you got?
When he-
Making shit up that I watch
When
Buffy.
he feigns
You're
Buffy knowledge.
You just attack me because you're afraid of what you are. And you go, oh, Chris, how many video game shirts you got? Like, 12. I've got a couple. They're subtle, yeah? But at least I don't hide who I am, Mark. You know, you should go around with an EVE Online shirt, because that's what you are.
But I don't play that.
It was
Test the waters. I told you I'm a genre spanner.
No, you're just a tool.
Genre spanner.
You've
some kind of
Spanner, yeah.
you've confused genre spanner for tool. I mean, you certainly are
I
that.
don't.
I'm bringing this out now, Chris. I'm looking in your room.
Ah.
Right?
In the offices, sure.
Yeah, we have a
Yep.
Mario toy,
That's true.
2 gizmos,
Yep.
a Yoshi,
Uh-huh.
a blue shell from Mario Kart,
Yep.
a lightsaber on a plinth.
Uh-huh.
We have God knows how many controllers. There's a rock
Yeah,
band.
you need them to play the games. Carry on.
There's a rock band set there. There's another rock band in the hall.
Yeah, that one's broken.
You have 2 Wii's
Yeah, one of them's girlfriends.
and
Heard of that word, girlfriend? Did you read about it in your EVE manual?
why do you have 2 Wii's? Do you play them both at the same time?
I got one for the girlfriend before we lived together. Now we live together. I live with a girl. How is the
Why
old
did you buy
how is the old right hand?
Why did you buy the other one?
Huh?
Why did you buy the other one?
I bought it for her before we lived together.
So why didn't you just keep that one?
I've kept both of them.
Oh, you had one as well.
He's not keeping up with this. Sorry. Did you want me to say that sentence in Klingon? Will it help you understand it better?
Ooh, I like that.
No, I understand Klingon. I don't.
You can speak Klingon.
He's being clever here, Dan. He's leaving the biggie to last here. When
Off
he's
you go.
looking at the room.
What is the biggie?
Oh, is that the Optimus Prime
It's the
helmet?
fucking Optimus Prime.
The Optimus Prime helmet that you can put on and change your voice. to
And that he
Optimus Prime.
regularly does.
Where would you
How many
keep? Where would you keep
consoles- How many
yours?
consoles you got plugged into your TV?
I don't understand the question. Huh?
How many consoles you got plugged into your
What?
TV?
It's misleading. I'm not answering that.
I can see from here, and
Yeah.
this is just from here, mind you.
'Kay.
An N64.
Yep.
Xbox One.
Mhm.
2 Wii's.
Yep.
Xbox 360.
Maybe.
PS3.
I haven't never seen that before.
Dreamcast.
That's not mine.
PC.
I'm holding that for a friend.
A phone.
A phone. That's not really a console, mate.
You got a drum kit. Have you actually got another drum kit in the hallway?
Excellent point, Mark. I'm a drummer in an actual band. That balances it all out, my friend.
What, you got more drums?
Here's another point. How many MMOs have I played? 0.
How many MMOs am I playing right now?
Sam, who works in our office, he said, "What's that all that about?" And I went, "Oh, Dallamore said I was the biggest nerd, and I think he's a bigger nerd." And he went, "Well, it's Dallamore because he plays MMOs." I went, "Correct." Is the right answer. Number 1, any game that lets you live out an entirely separate
You were
life
just saying earlier
as
you
an
wanted-
elf king.
Okay, you just saying earlier you wanted to play online, but you don't have a good enough computer.
I was being nice to your list.
Whatever.
I'm not interested in EVE Online. You know that.
Dear.
It doesn't matter what interests a person has. Okay. What matters is their social skills, how they carry themselves, and if they're cool or not. And I'm cool. When I wear a shirt that says Pac-Man effing rocks, people go, "Hell yeah, you effing rocks." High five. They go, "Dallamore, what shirt are you wearing?" "Oh, some boring navy blue shirt that reflects your personality." Next, we'll move on to the next guy. Chris.
that like
Chris. Yeah, it was Ghostbusters. Who doesn't like Ghostbusters?
No, I like the
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters
shirt.
icon, but not one that actually looks like you're wearing someone else's body with a proton pack on the back and like a collar.
Wearing someone else's body is a shirt that has the proton pack
There's
on the
a
back and the
shirt that
suit
has
on the
another
front.
shirt on it.
What are you talking about?
There's a
Wearing
shirt
someone
that has
else's
another shirt on it.
Wearing someone else's body? What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? How many birds have you slept with?
It's just the look that question deserves.
Don't answer that question.
It's not that kind
You
of
know
podcast.
that. I just want to put a picture of your room up on the website, and then
I
see
think
what
I've
they say.
seen this on Kotaku somewhere.
Hey, I wish my room was featured on Kotaku.
I've got an Xbox and PS3. That's where it ends. I wish I actually had. Actually, I don't.
See, I am living the life that you secretly want to live.
I
But
have-
you don't. But you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of your jock friends who.
Who are these jock guys?
Yeah, who are these jock guys you hang out with? I don't like them. Pricks. Anyway, and you play. I've got some notes here. Warhammer.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people play
you-
Warhammer.
yeah, a lot of nerds
I
play
don't play
Warhammer.
Warhammer. I play Warhammer games.
Oh,
would have to
what's
say-
the effing difference,
I don't
mate?
think a cool person has ever played Warhammer. Ever.
Not
In the
once.
history
Vin
of
Diesel.
life.
Vin
Vin
Diesel
Diesel has-
doesn't play
He
Warhammer.
does play Warhammer and
No.
he plays World of Warcraft.
I
Even
would
though I don't
argue
play
that
World of
he is in
Warcraft.
fact not cool.
Mr. T
you
doesn't
go.
play World of Warcraft because he's in adverts. It doesn't mean he plays World
Do you
of
think
Warcraft.
Ozzy Osbourne has a fucking clue what World of Warcraft is? He's still there going, oh,
think
No,
Ozzy-
but Vin Diesel was on.
why have we moved on to Warcraft and Warhammer?
Because
I don't know.
Mark enjoys
Chris
both.
is clutching for
Stereo-
straws. I think.
stereotypical.
He said Warhammer and MMOs about 3 times.
Because Warhammer and MMOs are the top of the nerdy list.
There's got to be stuff more than that.
Fact.
I'm sure Cuddly
Yeah.
Toys are top of the nerdy list for a 25-year-old man.
What is nerdier than Warhammer and MMOs? Guys, tell me that right now. Please tell me.
Wrestling
In-
without Dallamore was your big claim against Chris, wasn't it?
Wrestling is more gay. MMOs are more nerdy. I will gladly take more gay over more nerdy.
nerdy.
Would you?
Is that how we're going to agree to disagree?
There's nothing nerdy about an MMO. A lightsaber. I'm sure a lightsaber on a plinth
What
at
did
the
he-
top of my shelf is
Sorry,
more
I
nerdy.
zoned out briefly there. Did you say there's nothing nerdy about an MMO?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
You know that.
And that kind of, and therein lies the fatal flaw of Dallamore's argument.
Dallamore,
He's wrong.
I know you're feeling confident.
I saw you playing with a lightsaber when I came in. With the Optimus
Hello.
Prime helmet on.
Is that a lie?
Hold on.
No.
You class two genres together.
Mark, do you have a World of Warcraft account?
No.
Have you ever had a World of Warcraft account?
Yes.
Have you ever had a EVE Online account?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a Red Dawn account?
Red Dawn.
I don't know what that fucking game you said earlier on was.
Dawn of War?
Red Dawn of War.
You're just embarrassing yourself now.
Am I? Because I don't know the
Dawn of
names.
War.
Because I don't know the names of all the MMOs.
What Dawn of
Oh no!
What are the MMO?
Embarrassing.
What are the MMO?
Do you play Second Life?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Maybe you should.
My thing, I'm thinking is because Dallamore originally called you the nerdy man.
He started this one. He threw
So
down.
I think he kind of believes you are, whereas yours is all just kind of reactionary shit. I don't think you actually think Dallamore's nerdy. I'm gonna put it out there.
I think Dallamore's the worst kind of nerd. A stealth nerd. A nerd who is afraid of what he is and ashamed to be who he really is.
Well, I wouldn't be on this program if I was afraid of that, would I?
But don't worry, because stealth is cool. Being
Damn it.
stealth for anything is awesome.
Yeah.
Stealthy nerd.
Stealth.
Right, so I guess Steve, you're the nerdiest.
Well, before we get to that, I mean, Dallamore did say he was going to bring up another point. He was going to be.
He said, "Oh, Steve, when we talk about the nerd thing, remind me to bring up Facebook. Remind me to
That
bring up
was it.
Facebook."
What was the Facebook thing?
That was just something to wind Chris up for the rest of the day.
Beautiful.
And
I knew it was.
How about-
I
It was
knew,
gonna be
I
all
knew
those-
you had nothing.
No,
How about-
well, it was going to be all your updates, and I can't stand people update what they're doing throughout the day on Facebook.
I don't.
I'm in London now, it's fucking freezing.
Have you read my fucking posts though? Because they're not
I
inane.
don't think
Have you read them?
I don't fucking care.
Are they inane? Oh, so you don't know what they are?
I
So you
did,
don't know what I'm
that's why-
talking about then?
That's why I brought it up, because I read it on the computer, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
What was it? What was it?
It was like that.
No,
I
it
can't
wasn't,
remember
because
exactly
I
what it
don't
was.
fucking post that shit. No,
Bring it on the
you should have
computer.
brought your evidence to the courtroom, my friend. Listen, you can't just throw allegations like,
He's
oh,
getting defensive.
because you're wrong.
He's getting upset.
Please.
I've fucking hit a
Dallamore
nerve.
Because you
absolutely nailed it.
I've hit a nerve.
Yeah.
I've hit an absolute nerve.
Yeah, no, because it really annoys me when people are wrong and aren't winning, which is me right now. So I don't post things like that.
Why are you getting so upset?
Because I spent a long time cultivating the kind of posts that aren't inane and are actually worth
yeah,
reading.
but that's like a catch-22.
Have you read
In
them?
the end, it's going to be.
Have you read
Of course
them?
I read them.
You spent a long time figuring out
In my
how
brain,
to post.
in my brain,
Started doing it.
in my brain.
That's pretty nerdy.
No, you are the one who writes nothing, because you have nothing to offer the world, Mark. You have nothing to offer the world. I'm offering humour and very, very
vicious now.
precisely.
But you're getting a bit personal. This is the
Well, I'm
sign.
getting
This
per-
is a sign of an insecurity. We
I'm
were
getting
talking
personal.
about this yesterday.
It's not a sign of insecurity. It's a sign that you're wrong and you have nothing to back it up with. And I am telling you that you're wrong. You need to know that you're wrong, so you don't be wrong again in the future, Mark. I'm trying to help you, you prick.
Okay, good.
Sustained.
I'll walk away. I'll be the bigger man.
You're the taller man. You're not the bigger
I
man.
doubt that. He's fucking messy.
Who's got the bigger cock?
Damn.
Get it out. Oh, there's mine on the table.
There's
And
another.
there's Dallamore's one. Oh shit. Have you heard of Nerd Rage, Ryan?
Yeah.
This is quite famous amongst nerds.
It's an incorrect rage.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, what? So you get some guy standing up in front of jury and says he does one thing when he did another. Oh, and it's not cool to get passionate about how wrong he
Just
is.
back away, guys. Back away. It's, I'm gonna
Because
do
when
that.
this shit kicks off,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
unbelievable.
think it's time to end now.
I'm so angry right now. you, because what? It's just wrong. Oh, now you're using noises to back up your argument. Because so often in life, you get the head bully and you get the two little fucking cohorts that go, or if they said something retarded, and everyone else goes, yeah, Mark, he fucking does it. And then, do you know what I mean? It's just bullshit. You have no facts to back up your points, and that's what makes me the winner, because you are made entirely of bullshit.
I'm looking at the facts here.
Do you remember that time when I may have hinted that the new Star Wars were better than the old ones?
Yeah, well, they're not. Again,
Just the rage that came out.
and I got angry because you were wrong.
Well,
I get angry when people are confidently wrong as well. That's the worst part. Nothing wrong than being
That's the worst.
Arrogantly
nothing
wrong.
worse than being wrong and being confident about it.
so
Shut
once
up.
he looks up,
No. Dallamore, the Dallamoreans, his two little fans. No. Because that's my point. My point was that. What are you laughing at?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh god.
By the way, listeners, I'm completely aware of the irony of using a video game podcast as a platform to declare myself not a nerd. So don't even bother bringing that up,
I
alright?
wasn't going to. I was being mature about it.
Said listeners, Mark.
Chris Fox has earned a PlayStation Network trophy.
Oh, that's... No, this is... Come on, what is...
fucking believable.
Remember, the first two people to submit questions will win a copy of Half-Life 2 and Portal for the PC, respectively. So send in your questions to readygamefire@gmail.com. Okay? Cool. That's the end of episode 7 of Ready Game Fire. We've made it to 7, everybody. Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thanks.
Magic number.
Good work, people. Especially you, Ryan. You've been here from the very beginning.
yeah, no,
In spirit.
driving everything through.
So,
really.
so supportive.
Thank you.
I do understand there's a problem with iTunes at the moment, everybody. I'm working on that. Believe me, I'm working on that. There's nothing I want more than to get that fixed. So please watch this space. Do subscribe, because as soon as I fix that, you'll get the new episodes straight to your iTunes account. But you can still get the episodes on our website at readygamefire.co.uk, twitter.com/readygamefire. Please like our Facebook page. You want to get up to triple figures there. That's facebook.com/readygamefire. And like I said, send us your thoughts, your feelings, and your comments. It's goodbye from me, Chris Fox. Goodbye from Mark Dallamore.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Ryan.
See ya.
And goodbye from Steve Edwards.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye! You're such a massive nerd, Mark Dallamore.
Fuck you.